Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn from Florals.com and today I have a 6x6 fix episode for you all. Don't forget to check out Crafty Maggie's link down below to her page because we all want some more 6x6 inspiration. So pull out your 6x6 paper pads. Today we're doing another double page layout. I know I just did one last month, but you guys really loved it and I do want to keep doing them whenever I have enough photos to do so. So here is another one. And while I'm pulling apart these pieces from these paper pads, I just wanted to mention that you can catch all the information for what I'm using in my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit share for the month of June. So I'll have that playlist linked down below as well as my 6x6 fix playlist so you can check out all of the previous episodes. Don't forget that also I'll have linked down below some more Black Lives Matters related resources so you can continue to take action and educate yourself and your communities around you. So while I've pulled out a ton of pieces, I don't end up using them all on my layout. And as you can tell, I have 5 photos here, 3 for the left and 2 for the right. Usually I make my statement piece the left page, but I decided to switch that up and make it the right page this time. And again, since it's a double page layout, I'm kind of working with the 6x6 I have and also with some of the scraps I have. Now I don't use too many on this page because I do predominantly want to use 6x6 papers, which are from the paper pads because we all hoard our 6x6 paper pads a little bit too much and we're working through them through this series. And if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so you don't miss out on future 6x6 fix episodes as well as my other scrapbooking related content. You can also turn on the notification bell so you can get more information about when I have videos go live. So here is where I start creating a base on the left hand side and I pull out these 2 matching pattern papers from the Bo Bunny paper pad that's in my kit. And I trimmed down my photos each 1/2 inch so that there is a strip of the pattern paper above and below my photo. If you are a paper conserver, another way you can do this is by simply cutting strips across your paper. So if there were just these photos lined up all the way across, they'd obviously equal 12 inches because they're all 4 inches. And 4 times 3 is 12. So if you're looking for the same look but with using less pattern paper, you can essentially just cut it into a strip and paste it above and below. And that'd be 2 6-inch strips for the top and 2 6-inch, well, I guess they'd be 6 inches long, but you can make them however width you want for how much you want above and below your photo. And that can create a large layer if you make them large enough. And you know, in this case, technically I'm wasting paper because it's beneath the photos, but I also have it peeking around the left and the right side of the photos. So depending on how you want your photo mats, you can achieve it different ways. Here I decided to use this navy washi tape. Sam has navy in his shirt in this photo, and so I thought it'd be a good idea to use it there. And then I pull in some more washi tape here at the bottom, which is this mint color with copper foiling. And while I do use other foils on this layout, I do find that the copper really goes well with any other type of foil. It just reads well. And again, I'm just going to add adhesive to these and put them into place because I won't be doing any layering beneath them. Sometimes I do a lot of layers underneath my photos and sometimes not. It really just depends on my mood. And again, there's the pattern paper peeking out between all of these sides of those photos. So since I have a weird sort of lineup between these, I ended up putting the photos on the left hand page down further. They're not in the center of the page. So for the right hand side, I decided I wanted to do something a bit different and do this offset look. And since a majority of the papers I end up pulling out are cream based, it works really well to help pull your eye across the layout. You might also notice that my background papers are the same paper, but they're actually in different directions. And this was done intentionally because they're arrows, and I didn't want them pointing off the page. I thought they would serve better pointing towards the other page. So if you have an arrow style pattern paper like this one, which is just from Recollections, or if you have a diagonal stripe paper, perhaps you want them to meet in the middle instead. You can do that with your directional papers, and it could add a different type of look to your layout. Here I am doing the same technique I did on the other layout, the previous one I shared. Again, that playlist will be linked down below in case you're interested, where I leave essentially the branding strip section of the pattern paper on to give me a little bit more length on these 6x6 papers. So we're kind of cheating the system there. And here's where I pull in a scrap that's not from the 6x6 paper pad. It is just from a normal 12x12 paper pad. And it's definitely not 6x6. And I just liked that idea of, again, bringing in something that's not white based, but it has this gray neutral to it It kind of reads well with the photos too. While the photos do have a lot of white in them, they're also offset by the sandy beach color, so you get this weird mix of creamy and white colors together, and I like that idea of including them like this on this layout. Here I'm going to decide on some new papers to layer my photos on top of. These are the statement photos. The ones on the left are just photos that coordinated, and in case you guys are wondering, these photos are actually from our 5-year anniversary last year, and just, you know, went to the beach after we had dinner, and that's our Florida life now. But I'm really, really happy to have such wonderful photos, and it was such a beautiful night, beautiful weather, and I never get to wear a white dress, and wearing a white shirt and white dress to pizza date was interesting, but we didn't manage to make any spills, so that's good. So here I'm just going to trim those and add the layers to my photos. So you'll notice a lot of the papers on the right hand side are off-centered, they're sort of on slants, and I really like that look. And something that you might want to do if you have that look is to make something straight on the layout, whether it be your journaling or your actual photos. But if you're going to do a lot of topsy-turvy layering, here I actually pull out my T-square ruler to get it on straight, so that then I can build my embellishment clusters around it to be a bit more straight. And again, totally depends on your style. I've done some layouts where all the layers and the photos are on a slant, including the title and including everything else, so you can definitely pull it off either way. Here's where I start pulling in some of the elements I popped out of the Fiskars Craft paper pad, and Fiskars Craft doesn't actually make 6x6 paper pads. They make, I think, 6.5 by 6.5. But no worries, you can still use those to get some great looks for your pages. We're just trying to inspire us use the paper pads that we have, whether they be 6x8, 6.5 by 6.5, or 6x6. And all the embellishments I'm using are from my How to Kill a Kit with Style, and if you guys have not seen that kit share, it is pretty short, but it does have a lot in it. It's definitely a mega kit, and this kind of went with one of the page kits I had. I kind of just broke these papers up out of the page kits they were originally associated with so that I could use them for this double page layout. And I really love the cohesiveness that two papers that are the exact same can bring to a double page spread. So while I went through my embellishment bags, I pulled out a ton of pink and mint and green, and you guys will see this is a common theme throughout my layouts this month. Pink and mint and blues and gold, because that's what this kit's really all about. I do have a few that are a little bit different, but again, I'm really into pastels, and when I get into pastels, I go full force into my pastels, but here we're at least mixing in some other colors. For my title, I end up pulling something outside of my kit because I am a kit cheater. I actually don't usually include alphabets or thickers in my kits, but this set is from One Canoe 2, and it says Better Together, which is perfect for this title. Again, for an anniversary page, I thought it worked really, really well. And again, we also have individual photos on here, which I think is fun, because I think oftentimes when we celebrate moments, we don't take pictures of just ourselves. So I have a candid shot of Sam looking out at the beach, and then I have a posed picture of me trying to hold back my hair in the wind. Not the best place to wear a dress, but a windy beach day is better than a no beach day, I guess. Here I need to fill in this awkward space to the left of the title. You could have done a pocket page card, a tag. I decided to start building out a cluster, and I use a bunch of really, really interesting embellishments to do this, and it'll graduate over time with more and more embellishments. So we're going to leave it at that doily, and now I'm going to pull in this frame, and then I also have that die cut from Fiskars Craft. There's a lot going on up here, but I'm not settled on it. And I do apologize that the whole frame can't fit both the left and the right side. It really depends on how well my tripod wants to work with me, but I think I can make it work better for the next one. I just have to reposition it and try a different setting on my camera, but hopefully I can get it better next time so you guys can see everything actively. I decided to pull out a second doily to see if I wanted to do a coordinating cluster on the right hand side. I find that when I make double page layouts, I don't follow the traditional visual triangle rules at all. It's just not something I think works well across two pages, although I've seen plenty of people do it. I'm definitely working on a one page at a time kind of gal, and you'll see me jump from page to page, but the elements within that page really work for themselves, and either of these could be scrap lifted or taken apart as a singular page. I mean, really, they could. I even put a secondary title on this other side because I thought, why not? And I end up bringing back to the left layout and pulling out a label from We Are Memory Keepers, And again, just stacking these things together to create my own cluster to fill in this gap. And if the title had been longer, or if I added more onto the title, it could have been like Better Together Forever or Always Better Together. You know, you could add things to titles to make them fit your space a bit better. But I didn't really do that here. And again, it's totally dependent on your style and your interests, but I just make the layouts work together separately first and then make sure they also coordinate. So here I am just going to add adhesive to all of my elements. You saw me bring in the washi tape from the left-hand layout over to the right-hand side to tuck under my photos. I also brought in a journaling card that is not white-based, it's cream-based, which is really, really nice, to add another spot for me to journal. And it says Moments and Memories and it has a date spot, and it just really works out well. And so back to this cluster that's still not tamed, and I'm really, really frustrated with it actually. I don't know what to do about it, and my fan blew everything off of the cluster section. So I commit to using this frame. I really like the frame, I'm just not sure about the positioning of everything else. And then I grab my little Doodlebug doily. Highly recommend these doilies. They're the best, very small size to use in scrapbooking clusters, like the cutest size as well. And I have them in 2 colors, and I really, really enjoy them. So before I commit all the way to that cluster positioning with that little Love You piece from Kaiser Craft, I start gluing down my title. And this title is one of those ones when you peel it off that the backing actually comes off. So now it's just pure cardboard, but that's okay. We make it work. And we're actually nearing the end of this layout, which again, there's not too much going on here. It's a lot more so about the photos than it is about the paper or about the embellishments. And you could definitely take these types of pages so many different ways. And I really like the idea of pastels. It speaks to our personalities a bit, you know. And we have the heart pattern paper to speak to the love aspect of everything. But I really like how it came out. And you guys will see some close-ups as soon as I finish this cluster and decidedly all these other clusters. Luckily in the Better Together, the same pack that the phrases came from, there were these adorable chipboard hearts. The yellow, the pink, and the gold of course matched, so I ended up pulling in more hearts to finish out this cluster. And that'll be pretty much it. Again, I have a journaling card in place to add journaling, and just adding glue to things was the last step. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and again, you'll see the close-ups in a moment. Don't forget to check out Maggie's down below so you can check out her process video and the rest of her channel. She's got a bunch of great things going on. And don't forget to check out the Black Lives Matter resources that I've linked down below. I'll be linking them down below, new ones every time for you guys to check out. I'm going to be using my art glitter glue here to add a couple phrase stickers in this buttery yellow watercolor feel from Amy Tangerine. And those will be the final things. And I think it just adds a finishing touch. I didn't add enamel dots or sequins, and maybe that's just because I was frustrated by the end of this. You know, it's a labor of love to do a 2-page layout freehand, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this and these close-ups. Let me know what you guys think. I know you guys love the double-page layout, so I will keep trying to do more when I have enough photos, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this idea as well. And again, both of these could serve as individual pages, so if you want a scrap lift and you're a single-page scrapper, definitely take one and try to do it on a single page. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye guys!